Hello, everyone. This is spur of the moment, middle of the night. It's actually 1:10 New Zealand time, Sunday morning. And as you know, if you've seen if you're following our page on Facebook and you've been keeping an eye on our plunge cast here on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I really want you guys to help us out here. Kiwis, we don't like to promote ourselves like that, but we've realized that the world isn't like us. Sort of like reserved and just expect things to happen and just, in their time. But I've learned that if you don't ask, you don't receive, and you never know what will happen if you don't ask. So please subscribe to our channel, and I really appreciate it. I'm a bit tired. My eyes are a bit cloudy. I'm going to have dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed because then I've got to wake up and do an amazing interview with an amazing guy, I should say, Lucifer Storm, who's going to be on our Plunge X podcast, which is for the older, mature, comic book readers. And so that's going to be cool. That's in about 7 hours from now, just under 7 hours from now. So please don't miss out on that. I'm looking forward to it. Guys from UK, England. So it's going to be interesting. His horror comics is his thing. He's a horror writer. So anyway, like I said, like the title said, I'm going to sort out the bridge. So I picked this up the other couple months ago, maybe 1 or 2 months ago, for for a pretty good price. I always check the value of something if I'm going to bid on it on auction, because I did get this through auction. And so I'll tell you what else it came with. Right? So it came with the screen, right, for the bridge that you can watch out there. When they're sitting on their chairs, the captain's sitting there and looks out. Help! Bring up the screen. Show us outside. Of course, with that, you have this is my bag of that I'm going to be sorting out. All right. There. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it down. Please come down nicely. There we go. So this is a bag. This is probably like 3, 4, maybe 2 kgs. It's plastic, so maybe 2.5 kgs of Star Trek toys. Right, all sorts. Right, from almost I think probably something from every single series. Main series. The other one was Enterprise. I remember what's called Enterprise, wasn't it? With Scott Bakula. Yeah, this guy over wherever I find him. That guy, Quantum Leap dude. So yeah. And then of course there was the movie, I think the 20th movie or something like that. 21st movie. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this up. This was sitting on top of one of these display units here. And then I decided to really tidy up and try to get myself organized. So instead of having on top of this display cabinet, right, sitting here on its own on there, I thought I'll put it on the back here so it's nice and lovely displayed. So I'm going to remove all this stuff here from it. Um, yeah, I actually have a Thomas the Tank Engine because it only cost me like about a couple of bucks. I think it might have been only about $2 or something when I bought it. And I was like, yeah, I'll have one of those. It looks pretty cool. It's a toy, right? It doesn't have to be you know, for grown-ups. It can be for, kids, and kids will enjoy it. And that's a great thing. All right. So if you saw the other podcast this afternoon with my toys one, episode 3, of course, I don't have Stu on there, but Stu's coming in next week with a bang. We're going to have such a long, lots of toys, going to virtually visit a shop and see all that. But yeah, on that show, I talked about getting a whole bunch of these for a very good price. Like seriously, it cost me delivered $32 New Zealand. There was like 17 figures, man. 17 figures. There was like 6 inches and 5 inch. Are these 5 inches? 6 inch? 6 inch? No, it's about 4 inch, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a 4 inch, and then of course no, 6 inch, and of course a 12 inch, or maybe not. Maybe they're not 6 inch. Maybe they're 5 inch, right? So yeah, I got this week as well. You might have seen on the podcast, and so and this because I thought I'd pick this up. This was about $4 each one, right? So these are Michael McQueen. Yeah. What do they call it? It's not a gunship. It's like a naval vessel, whatever they call it. So I thought I have these. Imagine, yeah. having like figures. The cool thing why I wanted this is then I can have like figures, right? And I could actually display my little figures on top of it like that, right? And it could be like I don't know, all these guys landing onto a figure. But I don't do dioramas. That's not my thing, right? But I just like this and use any way I want it. Like just put it there. I'm not too particular. Sometimes like you group them, like all the X-Men, like I put up there. Like I'll show you. So like I've got, let's see if I can do this right. So up here, right? Get to see my wonky room. I've got all my Funko toys there. So you got the X-Men there, you got some Marvel, and then of course you've got some other figures there from movies. Like Blade Runner is my favorite movie of all time, right? Number one movie. If I could make, if I could make a movie like Blade Runner, or a, a comic like that, I'd be very happy. It's Philip K. Dick, one of my favorites. All right, so it's there. The mat. It came with a plastic mat. A friend of mine said, "Well, why don't I put like hard cardboard underneath it?" But I'm a bit lazy like that. Even though I do have this blue corrugated plastic, I even put it out so I could actually maybe cut it out. But I'm like a bit lazy. So and it's just I'm not. I used to do a lot of that stuff, fiddling around with the craft and stuff. But as I got older, I just kind of like went, oh, it's not a thing anymore. It doesn't. So I want to have it going that way, so when people can look, they can actually see out there. The thing about this one is actually I might have to put that underneath because it's got a weird. I don't even want to cut it, but it does have a weird shape to it, which is wider than on my tabletop. So I might have to actually try to see if I can get this in here and you know cut it aside. Not really keen to, don't really want to, but have to because otherwise they'll fall off the edge. Oh well, if you can bear with me, right? I've got a big mess on my study desk as such, and I've got to figure out how to use another study desk to actually cut that. But here we are. That's just all. All right, where's my metal? Metal ruler, right? Gotta have a metal ruler. Right. So, don't really want to cut this today. It's something I don't want to do. I don't know why, but I feel like doing. So I'm going to try to get it as square as possible because then maybe with a square I can put all this stuff around it. So let's see. All right, so you go that one. Like I said, I really don't want to do this. I don't even know why I don't want to do this, but I just don't like the big cuts anymore. I'm just going to use like just painting stuff that arting stuff to people and say, hey, you got to do this stuff. That. And but I have a friend who tells me to be doing stuff. Which is Shane Evans. Please check him out on Art of Evans on Facebook as well as on his on Instagram. He's a great guy, great artist, well known locally, well known, well known internationally as well. He's just put a comic out called Chronicles of the Wasteland. It's kind of like the whole idea of Mad Max, you know, and who isn't who has is not a child of the 80s or 70s who doesn't know Mad Max, right? And so I think all of us, who grew up in that era, really like Mad Max. And so I think there's a couple of people that have done it. I actually saw Dean Rankin today post something like that, and Shane commented on it and said, "Hey, it's an interesting interpretation of you know of the wasteland because Dean Rankin has a uh, very unique style. You know? Of course, Dean Rankin is someone that we interviewed on our podcast, right? So you can actually search his name on here on this channel, and you'll be able to get a really cool interview with Shane interviewing Dean Rankin. The Aussie, Ren and Stimpy comic book writer, and also the Simpsons comic writer, right? So other artists and such. And so, yeah, like seriously, check out our podcast. I'm really proud of what we've achieved in such a short time. We're getting so many cool people involved with this. And for us, I mean, for me, it's all about, I guess, just trying to help people get inspired and maybe network, right? Especially with our local ones, really network and try to get them out there and promote them. And hopefully, you know, maybe one day they'll do the same for us when we're in need. And I think the best thing about being coming from a small country like New Zealand is that you know you're able to get in touch with people quite quickly. You know, they say about six levels of connection or something like that. But like for us in the Kiwis, it's probably about 4 or 3 because it's such a small place. If you go to something like Fiji, it'll be like about 3 or 2 even because it's such an even smaller place, right? So there is a bit more rectangular, and it's about the right size to fit into this little thing here. So there's no point in cutting the shape because it's nicely into this little where into this little stubby bit here, as you can see, right? So on top of that goes this plastic. I'm not going to stick it down. I don't know if I want it, but no, if I want it to stay there. So there's no point trying to display it in a way that it stays there. So the first thing to go up is the screen, right? So the screen goes to the printer. So when people look, kind of want it on an angle so you don't so you can see it without having to go too far in. Now the other thing then is this little beauty, right? The actual bridge. I mean the actual seating for a bridge. Isn't it awesome? So you got the captain's chair, right? And I think it came with this one here, and or maybe not. I'm not sure. I have to check the box. But oh, there's some things hidden in there. Little ship for my private collection, and stand from one of my figures. So you've got this the forge, right? And then it is a really cool little thing. Like seriously, check it out. If you haven't seen this, and if you're a Star Trek fan, you probably want to grab that, right? So if you're looking like that from the captain's view, it's pretty cool, right? So I think it comes with this figure. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, he's got a phaser in his hand, but I think it might be my own figure. So I have to figure out. Like, I mean, figure in the sense that I actually owned it before I bought this, right? So it goes onto the over here in the middle of the seating there, and also you have these 2 sides panels, right, with microchips and screens like that. And so you put those there according to where you want. Here and then but you know, there like that. And here's my little phaser, right? I finally got one. I bought it myself for my birthday. Um, yeah, hold on. There's supposed to be a captain, of course. You don't need a captain for it. Yeah, can't just have the navigator or helm, whatever it's called. Right, there we go, Captain Kirk. Yeah, so I think LaForge and Captain Kirk is part of that, and then you have to buy your extras. It comes with, oh yeah, so because this tiny phaser kept falling out of his holster, I actually put a piece of sellotape on top of it, as you can see here, so it won't get lost. And I think I might have done. No, he's holding it in his hand, so there's no thing. So it's actually stuck to his hand, as you can see. Right. So yeah, got the captain, the chair, and you got the hound. So let me just grab a drink here. Lemonade. All right. So let me see. Got quite a lot of figures, like I said, from different things. So this is Captain Picard, right? A larger figure. And this is what I want to do. We're put a foam under this metal shelving unit so that it doesn't squeeze the glass up here. So I, I figured out the best way to try to set a figure up is to hold the feet down, right? Let me just show you. So you hold the foot, right? You hold the 2 feet down and then you move it around until you get a good stand. Look at that. Perfect stand, right? Balance. I just figured that out today when I was trying to get these big fellas standing up, and I was like, oh, the 12-inch ones, and I was like, oh man, it's getting annoying. They kept toppling over, so I thought, let's try this. Put the feet down and move the body around the way you want, right? For the way I want. They just yeah, end up being really cool, steady, big freestanding figures. All right, so I've got another Enterprise from the TV series. Now these are interesting because they're not only are they PVC, they're actually vinyl, and they're soft vinyl, and so they can bend and stuff. I'm not sure if you can see that too much, but yeah. So it's like clothing over the plastic figure. So yeah. Now some of these came with like stands, and some of them didn't. This one didn't, so I actually have displayed it before in my shop. But I actually put like because they don't have holes at the bottom of them. You almost want to have to go and drill a hole so you can put it on a stand. And I have a drill and everything, and I could do that, but then you're like, you're ruining your figures. It's damage, and if sometime you decide to like sell it, trying to see what year that is. I can't really tell. Maybe you guys can tell when you know. Yeah, I can't really tell. I will. So put the figure figures there. Um, cool, see them. Put the ships back like this, right? Now I can't remember what ship this is, and oh yeah, is it? Oh, okay. So maybe it's that ship, right? This is NX-01 Enterprise. So this is the Enterprise. Yeah. I forget things quite a lot because I've had several, and I'm in like 7 or 8 concussions. It's not done really well for my noggin, right? So you got Wolf with his robe. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Got a robe over. You can take it off, and he's got his figure. And these ones actually, of course, they have their holes in the bottom for pegs. Standees. This is 2003. Yeah, 2003. Wow. Back his feet again. Yeah, probably let's get him proper. Do it. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't like it. I'm not sure what it is about the figure. It's having problems. But hey, I do have stands, right? So let's find one with Wolf in it. Oh, here's Wolf. Here's another Wolf figure, right? From this is from, of course, this is from New Generation. No, wasn't he? Yeah, I think it's the yellow one's from Next Generation, isn't it? Or am I wrong there? He goes in there. So he's got a stand. Whoops. Walking around. Oh, 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 there we go. Got him. Got him. As that meme says. All right, so let's put this one on Wolf. It's a blank one, which is really cool. We think about like for our stand for our Incredible toy is that we all have have like a blank one for them for her. The stand that we're going to use for her. There's a spider here. Must have come in when I left the door open to air out the rooms. Okay, so I don't find her now. I wonder where she went. Oh, here she is. So yeah, so we wanted to put stand on her so that she could have, this is the wrong size, of course, but so she could stand, but like have a blank one, um, in the shape of what we, of our studio, like a round one with just like saying something at the bottom says, you know, Rising Sun Comics or Punch Studios, something like that, or Punch Universe is what I was thinking. Like, so we just put out, get a couple hundred of those, end up costing like 5, 10 cents or maybe 50 cents, depending on, quality of. So, all right, gotta get back to him, get him a stand, put him up, put him up. Right, let's go. Okay, I guess this would be like live stream number 4, right? So I might have to title that. But actually, having an actual session of where we're actually setting up, you know. So you got I can't remember his name, right? So I've got him as well, right? So we could actually do battle between, something. There's some bring on. You want to go back? I'll show you later. I'll get it closer up. And of course, I got another data. So we could put data. If I have a small data, I could put data on there. Let me see. I think I can stand here for data. I got to stand for Picard, right? Of course, DS9. LaForge. 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 Where's the big LaForge? There's a big LaForge here. But now, if I remember right, this would be for him, right? Would I can't remember, but I'm sure some very good Star Trek fan with a good memory would know. Okay, it's not for that because it won't fit. There's one way of figuring it out. It won't fit. There we go. That's part of that. Uh, Cardassian? Are these the Cardassians? Or are they the other guys like the? Uh, yeah, it is Romulans, right? Romulans. I was thinking like Vulcans, and they're thinking that like Romulans. I remember. So you got a Romulan there, right? Which is pretty cool. Like I said, I've got a piece of, just about something from each little show or particular thing. Of course, uh, what's his son? Thing's son, if I remember right, from DS9, of course. Now I need to. Oh, here it is. So we got one for Picard. This is a bigger Picard, right? Compared to compared to like smaller compared to the other one, right? This is from Next Generation Picard. Or I should show that, right? There you go. And that's the thing I was thinking, like, so like these are just sticker names, right? So you could do that. You could buy stickers and put it on there. And that's a good way of doing, like when you're trying to do stands, multiple stands with multiple different figures. That's one way of like cutting out extra cost. And of course, the more it costs, the more it costs to, you guys if we're doing it, if you want to buy it. So we would think about you guys and how much to make it cheaper, and also for ourselves as well as manufacturers, right? Hmm. Of course, I should mention that we do have a Kickstarter right now for Incredigo #1, Drawing of the Five. This is, of course, the life and death of Ella Joy Johnson, which is the actual name of Incredigo, right? It is a beautiful art by Shane Evans, my friend, as I mentioned. He's a good friend. He's a great artist. He's helped me out so much over the last. But but when we were when we were at the comic shop, he was helping me there. Uh, yeah, trying whatever I was trying to do there. Okay, so I got LaForge here, and I've got this is the bigger version of it of him. So it actually fits, right? So which is really good. So this must be part of that lot, but I don't know. I'm kind of confused because like the card seems to be like it seems to be bigger from than the card one. So I think you know kind of feels that I strength. Maybe it's a different range of toy lines. And as I was mentioning, I can't remember his name, but he's the guy that shapeshifts, right? And of course, if you watch season 3 of Picard, that's probably the best Star Trek that's ever come out in the last 15 odd years, right? And and I'm just so glad I got to experience that series, that season, of the entire 3 seasons. It felt like it was a love letter to us as as fans. It was just like, this is what you guys want, and we'll give it to you. And I'm just like, yeah, it's such a cool thing. Okay, so I've got a couple of tiny figures. So I think this is Admiral or someone. I think this might be actually from Star Wars. It's got Disney on it. So it's definitely Star Wars. So I'm going to have to put that in the Star Wars. I actually have a separate little cupboard for my Star Wars thing. So there's this one here. This is Star Trek Generations. Is that cool? All right, female Klingon. 1994, Paramount Pictures. Applause seems to be the toy range. I still can't remember his name. And then I've also got Data here, and of course I can't remember his name either. So those two I'm having problems with. Remember. I can find. Oh, here we go. Right. So, and of course, you got to have Spock, right? So this would be from Generations, the movie, I guess. And the older Spock, the late great Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy, I should say. This is kind of like this is a plastic figure, but he's got a robe on that's kind of bendy, but it is still plastic and not PVC. What I'm buying. All right, so I have 2 stands. Right. I have 4 figures. So what are we going to do? I'm fine. All right. Data, of course, is going to go on there because it's got his name on it, right? So let's put him out there. This is a weird one because it wants to fit, but it doesn't want to fit. So maybe it's the other leg. Yep, it was the other leg. Because I think I used the other leg fitting in there more than the other one. So, yeah, yep, he stands perfectly, no falling over. Look, he's been on bet. He's good. All right, so we'll get him there. I know this has got a stand, this tiny one. But the problem is with all this stuff, which here it is. There it is. I knew there was a stand. I think it was what I put up earlier. So it's got a very tiny stand thing. So I think something like that would very easily fit into Incredigo's feet, right? There you go. But and let me just show you how what we're looking at doing with our little toy. Oh, it's too loose. It's the peg is too small. But of course, that's basically it. We wanted to bring out a toy, a chibi that would fit on that. And look, it took a lot of work to try to get this machine designed up. We actually had a donation towards it, and I also saved up money to put towards it. And I gave a signed copy of a comic book to my friend, my childhood friend, right? And someone who actually helped me get into comics when I was a kid. So it was quite cool to be able to say, here's a comic, man, that I created. Kind of nostalgia that we were talking about, comics and stuff. So all throughout childhood with 2000 AD, if 2000 AD, there's robots in it, and there's called ABC Warriors. And I'm actually doing currently right now, putting out a 28-page, fully colored, robot-centric comic book called Robot Nation. So the first story is a 12-page Robot Nation, self-titled, I guess, title story based in Tutukaka here in New Zealand from Ray. And also the second story is about a family of 3, mum, dad, and child, a boy. in space. So, it's a robot-centric story, 28 pages, fully, you can one shot, you can read it and, or not to read the next one. But I wrote it so that we will do like, if it's well received, we'll keep doing that. So like two stories every time. And if it ends up, we do 6 page, 12 page, that's fine. But we just want to put out the best stories we can and really fun, short little reads with a lot of quality art. We have, I think it's a Spanish artist on it called Francisco Ponti. Or is that Italian? I always forget. But yeah, just so excited for that book to come out. Probably in the next couple of months. We have, we're about 6, maybe 10 pages away from 12 pages away from the art being done. So completed illustrations, and then after that, it's the time for the coloring. So, whoops. So let me get rid of these figures first. So put these 2 figures away, and then I'm going to say, I actually have 4, right? 4 cubes, and I have a 4 here. And it's not Locutus. It would be nice if it was Locutus, but it's not. It's one of the more famous ones that actually was on the bridge during that period. I think it might be one of the ones that actually, made a mess of things. So look, these things here are like about almost 20 years of me collecting, right? These have stayed with me. Really thick and thin. When I got separated, I took my toys, I took my toy collection and my comics. That was, my most precious things I had. Most everything else I left behind. And maybe some art pieces, I don't know. I remember. So with those big figures, right, the enterprise ones, they give you these so you can put them on the stand, but no pegs, right? So what's the point? But they are there, and so since they're there, I'm going to play them around. But I mean, I could glue them onto it so they would stand plates, but it is what it is. And so I could probably just, I think the other thing I could do is just display the ships on it. Oh, and they also came with coins. Look at that. One side is like that, and the other one's like that. Official seal of insanity. That's the right one. Or am I having the wrong point? Well, there's Artisan's Psycho Toys. This is Star Trek, of course. There you go, Artisan Psycho Toys. So I have quite a handful of those. I think I got them for each figure. So I have about, and I mean the large figure, so I've got about 4 of them. Whoop. Right. So I've got 3 blue ones and a silver one. So I don't really know which one, But the other thing I just want to show you guys, like I said, was these came with like there was a stand stuck to them, glued to them, or something, or that you could pull off. But they broke, and I don't know where they are. But at the end of the day, they put little pieces to play around, right? To make up the stand, the barrel in it a bit more. So let me show you. Is it a Claremont shop? I can't remember. Right. So they've got some yucky blue check from them 8 years ago, right when I had my shop. So these things are really cool because these little ships, they come up. Is it open that way? No. Which way does it open? Come on, tell me. Oh yeah, opens from the back. So check that out. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but look at that. Oops, sorry. Look at that. You got Picard, and of course you got a Kardashian. Is that a Kardashian? I keep forgetting if it's a Kardashian or not. Sitting in the chair, and the other thing, the chairs move around. So let me show you here. So they twist. Look at that. Right, and so you can display them like that. If I was putting it inside the glass cabinet here, I would take the lid off, and have it like where are we? Oh, hold up, let me put this back on. There's like it fits in there. Yep. Oh, right, the Bajoran one, not Bajoran, the Cardassian one to pop out. So yeah, so display all that. But I don't want to do it here because the freaking thing will fall out, and I would lose little, the little figures, and who wants to do that? Who wants to lose little cool little figures like that? I put it on the bag. But if I've got a friend coming around and I want to say check it out, I'd show them. So there's this one here as well. Is that cool or what? And I think I just bought a Star Trek one. No, sorry, Star Wars one. Oh, and the other thing, these come with I don't know what this weapon is for, but like I just I put it in here so it wouldn't get lost. And I think there's another weapon here. Oh no. Oh yeah, check this out. Look at this figure. All right. Is that cool or what? No. It's like about an inch tall, maybe less than that. 2 centimeters. Yeah, it's about 2 centimeters. And so that goes in there. And not only that, right? That way or that way. I can't really tell. So not only that, so you can sit them up at the top here, right? They got display there for chairs there. And but so you can the screen here shuts down, but you can put it up as well. And so you can display it like that. And you get a little screen there as well with a picture on it. And also on the sides there, I'm not sure if you can see, but they've got like pictures on the side panels as well. And I mean, like they'll stay open, both of them. So in here, on these little things here, right, they have let me see if you can get it right. So you can just see it, right? Yeah, so that's there. And so in he goes, and his blaster's actually firing, so you can see the red thing coming out. All right, so that goes away. I'll probably wonder if he's got that. Oh, yeah, just yeah. And like I said, I don't know what this is from, but it's from something. Right? Yeah, and so I'm just going to leave it on and let it take care of itself. Ah, just realized I almost probably lost a handle. Goodness me. You wouldn't believe how many things fell out of that. Phaser, uh, hands from Picasso, bare hand. Oh, and it's on something. What that thing? Too tiny for me to see. It's gray here, so I'm going to have to be very careful with it. But this is what fell out of it. Out of that little Picasso little box. Not sure if you can see it. And I look, one of those things we angled it wrong. It'll pull out. I take it the little shuttle. And I'm going to put these around. A whole bunch of little, what's called little ships. And I'm almost done here. I put the coins up somewhere called display. Just where I can't knock it off. Put them all flat. And of course, this thing, right? I can't remember if this is a ship or this is a gun. There's always I got to find out from some. Maybe it's not even part of this lot. Maybe it's from something else. So that's something I have to look at. At some point, I'm sure as we do our toy. Yep. So here's the phasers from one of the guys, right? So I stood on something. So which means that oh yeah, here's the hands I was telling you about before. You've got walkie, can't remember what they're called, walkie talkies, beam me up, Scotty type thing. And I think I've got a similar one here. Yep, but a different color, and of course another phaser. So I think I might have lost the phaser when I was doing it down there. But yeah, they all come in this beautiful plastic, right? That displayed. Let me get that up there. Right. Cool. Really like that. So I think in all this movement with these things, I actually broke off the handle of this, but, you know, and yeah, I have no idea where it is. Um, oh, looks like I have another silver coin. I just moved it around. I guess now we're going to be finishing up here soon, but like I was saying, I've got a whole bunch of little ships that should have stands with them, but they don't, right? Because over time, you know, moving and all that, they went missing. So I'm just going to put them around so when people see it, they can see what the different things. This is the 1701, and I've got a larger version, way larger. Yeah, which they broke the stand piece for, right, this part here, which I got to get glued, which I did, and then it didn't glue well. So I got to find someone and tell me the right glue to glue so I can display this really cool ship. Probably right over here, right? But at the moment, it's sitting here next to the William Shatner signed phone of the older one. And I'll show you that next on another screen because it's getting a bit long. You know, wind here, as I say, a bit long in the right. So, and I've got to get some sleep because I've got this is a cool one. I like this. Right. So yeah, it's just so congested or concise or whatever. But yeah, I'll put these up and then I'm going to finish up here and I will go and grab some dinner and go back to bed. Otherwise, interview Lucifer Storm in about 6 hours. So please join us. And if you love Kickstarter, if you love comics, especially if you like superhero comics, it's really just a good story, you know, and that I think is a good story, great artwork. Please back us on Kickstarter, right? Just one word, Incredible. That one there, that's how it's spelled. So if you can get that written there, you'll be able to find us. And please support us and share and like this video if you enjoyed it, but subscribe. All I ask is that you would subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for joining me. That's early in the morning for us. It's about 8 minutes to 2 in the morning. So thank you so much. Wherever you are, be well. Oh, I guess I better show you, right? Almost forgot. So there you go. The final display. Oops. Of the bridge with all my various and like I said, there's a few more, right? Ships. But this is the main, it's for the time being, this is the main display here of the Star Treks. And then, later on, I'll probably go up to here and I might go into putting like Star Wars at the top there. So, yeah, thank you for joining me and please subscribe wherever you are. Like I said, be well. Good luck. I mean, farewell. Good luck. All the best. Till in a few hours. And we'll see you on our podcast soon. Bye.